We're going to begin with an exclusive interview with Jacksonville area Congresswoman Corrine Brown. Tonight, she responds to some tough questions regarding the ethics investigation surrounding her.
She's also talking about taking her redistricting fight to the U.S. Supreme Court. Stephen Dial is live in the nation's capital tonight with what she had to say. Stephen?
Good evening. I've been working to sit down with Congresswoman Corrine Brown for weeks because there's plenty to talk about. Redistricting, the election, and a grand jury investigation thought to be centered around her. I asked her about that and she said, quote, "It's all bull."
My story speaks for itself. The work I've done speaks for itself.
Storm clouds have been over Capitol Hill for several days. Some could say those clouds are also hanging over Florida Congresswoman Corrine Brown. For months, she's been in the spotlight associated with a federal investigation and fighting to reverse a drastic change to her district. Brown says the storm is because she has a target on her back.
Oh, there's no question about it.
Why?
Because I have been targeted.
By who?
Well, it's a people out there. You know, I don't want to say the boogeyman. I mean, who do you think?
Despite multiple court rulings sticking with the newly drawn congressional district map, Congresswoman Brown is now going to the U.S. Supreme Court to change her district back to the way it was, from Jacksonville to Orlando.
The idea that African Americans in Sanford and Eatonville won't have anybody to represent them, and I have represented them in Gainesville. God, I've represented them for over 23 years. They won't have representation.
The woman who headed a Virginia charity tied to Congresswoman Brown's legal problems made an appearance at the federal courthouse in Jacksonville Wednesday. Wiley was the executive director of One Door for Education, a dubious charity to which the Congresswoman has steered tens of thousands of dollars. Wiley pleaded guilty to conspiracy to commit fraud and testified the involvement of a person A, believed to be Congresswoman Brown. Brown says her lawyers advised her not to comment, but had this to say.
When other people have told me they've gone through this, they've never read it in the paper. So it's a leak somewhere. Who is the leaker?
You think it is a leak?
I know it is.
Among your constituents? Or?
Oh, how my constituents know anything about this? How you know anything about it? Who's telling you?
I told you.
No.
Court documents.
No, ain't no court documents. Bull. Absolutely bull.
So we want to talk person A in this.
Oh, I'm not doing that. My attorney told me not to do that.
Okay, but your voters shouldn't worry about anything.
My voters should be praying like me.
And again, Congresswoman Corrine Brown was advised by her lawyers not to speak to the media, but because I was sitting in her D.C. office, she decided to do the interview, and she said a lot. To catch that interview, we have it on our website, firstcoastnews.com. In Washington, D.C., Stephen Dial, First Coast News, NBC 12, ABC 25.